Hello, everyone. I am Solid Blue Sister, and welcome to Freedom Train Boycott's YouTube channel. And I know I usually post over on TikTok, but I wanted to come over to YouTube. So to invite comments, and if people want to join me on the panel, it's just easier with YouTube than it is with TikTok. Um, Plus, you have a little bit more freedom. I just want to basically, for this first in depth video, to just talk about why an economic boycott is necessary and an economic black boycott. And it's necessary for several reasons. As I've been saying on my TikTok channel, the only thing that people, in this country understand first and foremost is money. I mean, everybody likes money. Everybody wants money. Um, Everyone doesn't have money. But when you start to have your rights taken away, when things start to happen that affect you um, and yours for generations to come, you got to take steps to ensure that they don't happen anymore. And unfortunately, with Black people, we've been in a situation where, when you think about it, what have we done to you? What have we done to this world? What have we done to this country to make people hate us so much? And I do mean hate. That people can look at you for the color of your skin and they just hate you. Now, people can say, oh, you guys steal and you all do this. Well, you know what? A lot of people steal, a lot of people kill. And there's one race that's been doing it for centuries. They kill everything, not just people, they kill animals, they kill wildlife in terms of vegetation. You look at the Amazon rainforest. Once again, a certain group of people, out of greed and power. And this is what this Freedom Train boycott is about. It's about, you know, letting these people know that you cannot just treat us the way you want to treat us. You just can't. But they've been getting away with it. And the only way that this is going to stop is with a boycott. Now, back in 1955, in Montgomery, Alabama, a woman by the name of Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a Montgomery bus. And that was the catalyst to start the Montgomery bus boycott. Now, it was planned, but they did it for 381 days. 381 days. People walked to work, to school. Wherever Black people in Montgomery were going, they walked for 381 days, to the point where the white people in Montgomery were getting so pissed off that the bus company, where 65% of the ridership was Black, and they were losing money, that they started to threaten these people. These people were threatened, they were beat up. Some of their homes were bombed. Churches were bombed. People were harassed, all because they would not get on a bus. Why? Because the white establishment was losing money. But what happened was, see, you have things like where you get on a bus and you have white people sitting in the front and Black people sitting in the back, because Black people, we're supposed to be inferior, but we're not. These people would get on the bus in the front, put their nickel in, then have to get off the bus and enter the bus from the back door. Sometimes the bus driver would drive off, thinking it was funny. Other white people, passengers on the bus would laugh. They thought it was funny. It wasn't. So Montgomery went to the Black people of Montgomery, said, we're going to teach Montgomery a lesson. And they did. And the results were Black people, after 381 days, getting on the bus through the front entrance and sitting wherever they pleased. It was successful because there was unity. There was unity on not only for the ridership, for Black people to stay off the bus, but there was a collective unity for a group of people who knew that what was happening to them was wrong. Now let's fast forward to 2023 and what's going on in Florida and Ron DeSantis. Now, someone said to me about 6 months ago, when I posted something on Twitter about Florida, they said to me, do you have children in Florida? And, I shook my head at that statement, because whether or not I have children in Florida or not in the school system, which I don't, what's happening in Florida affects me. Why? Because I am a person of color whose history is being systematically erased from textbooks. My history, the history of my ancestors. So if you don't want white children to read a book about civil rights and racism, then tell your children to stop going to school and being racist. More people are concerned, about being called a racist than they are about going to a school and shooting it up. More people are concerned about being called a racist than doing something about the problem and stopping racism. Why is that? So if you don't want your children to learn certain things in school, then our children and grandchildren and nieces and nephews and friends should not have to go to school and take those lessons. History should now be an elective. Either you learn it all and you learn it the right way, or no one learns it. I don't give a damn about George Washington being the first president of the United States. Just like you may not give a damn about Frederick Douglass or Harriet Tubman. You know, the fact that there are laws in Florida where they are deleting Rosa Parks' race. You know what they're saying? They're saying Rosa Parks got on a bus. She wouldn't change her seat. She had to get off the bus. Why didn't Rosa Parks change her seat? Because she was Black. And a white man wanted her seat. This is the country that Ron DeSantis and a lot of his followers want. Oh, we talk about race. It'll make us feel guilty. It'll make our children feel guilty. Well, as they say, if our children are old enough to have to deal with racism, your children are old enough to learn about it. Oh, this happened 500 years ago. The fact that you can make that statement says a lot about you and the ignorance that you have. Because it didn't just happen 500 years ago. These things are still happening. The fact that Mississippi are passing Jim Crow 2.0 laws in 2023. Those 500 years have been fast forwarded because it's happening now. So I am calling for this Freedom Train boycott that will be in all 50 states. But first, we're going state by state by state by state by state. It will be ongoing. It will be sustaining. Yes, the majority of the states that are popping up for the first part of 2023 are red states. Yeah, this is just getting to the point of past ridiculous, past wrong. It's always been evil. Trying to hide history because you are ashamed. Well, I can't be responsible for what my grandfather did. I can't be responsible for what my great grandfather did. But you know what? Because of what you're doing and the way you're acting, you are your grandfather. You are your great grandfather. You are your great great grandfather. You are that person 500 years ago. Just making those comments show your ignorance. And yes, I'm going to say it, even shows how evil you are. Why shop and spend money in places that don't respect you first and foremost? When I walk through that door and you look at me and you turn me away because of my color, but that's wrong. But it's okay for me to go through the back door. I don't think so. I've never been that backdoor person. And I never will be that backdoor person. I just won't have it. I will go without. And Koreans whose bread and butter is off of the backs of Black people, and the way you treat Black people when they go into your stores, and you need us, and you're going to treat us like crap? No. Don't shop in those stores either. And that goes for Indian stores and Arab stores, Chinese stores. Why shop in places where you are not respected? Nah. It just doesn't make any sense. So here's the list, a partial list. June 1st, Florida and Colorado. And Colorado, of course, because of how they treat Black ranchers there. All because of land. Because you're greedy. You want to steal. You want to colonize more. June 14th, Texas and Mississippi. Juneteenth, no shopping for the entire nation. July 1st, Georgia and Kentucky. July 15th, Arizona and Indiana. Then we have Alabama, Louisiana, and you all want to start the boycott sooner in your places? That's fine. But going back to the Montgomery boycott of 1955, one reason why it was so successful was because they did unite as a community. You know, someone had a car and they were going to the store, as Dres Empath, outspoken and unapologetic from TikTok, has said, if you're going to the store and you have a car and your neighbor doesn't, tell them, come on, I'm going to the store. And you shop at those Black owned and Black led stores. You shop in places where they respect you. And Korean stores, I just say stay out of Korean stores and Arab stores. Ladies, there are a lot of places to go for hair care. And no, I'm not talking about Walmart. This boycott is not meant to be one day. It's meant to be ongoing and sustaining. And it will be hard. And we may fall off the wagon and have to get back on. If just a fraction of Black people stopped spending money in this country, Wall Street would collapse. It's ridiculous that we're talking about voting rights after we already won the right to vote. And why do we have to win the right to vote? See, Susan B. Anthony and what have you, all that. Oh, women got the right to vote. White women got the right to vote. Black women didn't get the right to vote. And Susan B. Anthony was a racist, a known racist. So I'm not running around talking about Susan B. Anthony. People talk about, oh, you all have affirmative action. You have that. The biggest benefactors of affirmative action are and were white women. And they're the biggest critics of Black women. But Black women are the most educated in this country. Facts. Yet, again, it goes back to our treatment, our disrespect. And we're supposed to spend money. Black people spend well over $1 trillion plus a year in America alone. This country would collapse without the Black dollar. All these athletes who are promoting all these white stores or the Subways, the Nikes, the Under Armours, and whatever else. Think about it before you think about the billions of dollars or millions of dollars that you'll be making. Think about the people that if they go buy those things, they don't even want them in their stores. Nike stores have turned away many Black people because they didn't want them shopping there. Seriously? Think about places where you eat. The hotels that you stay in. Black America has the potential to do something great. We've done it before, over and over. And we can do it again. We can have our Black Wall Streets. We had hundreds of Black Wall Streets. And someone recently told me that was 100 years ago. 100 years wasn't that long ago. The Black Wall Streets where white people went in and destroyed, stole the land. They went in and took things and stole things out of the homes, took over businesses that were doing quite well and made them their own. Did they give anything back? Did they pay for anything? The billions upon billions upon billions of dollars of property and land that was stolen and burned to the ground, but yet they want to talk about the riots of 2020 Seriously? These things are important. These are reasons why. These are reasons why you boycott. And if anything, let's not forget about the ancestors. Let's not forget about the people who came before us, who were in chains. Let's not forget about our ancestors who were thrown overboard or jumped overboard because they did not want to deal with not just the situation they were in on the boat during the Middle Passage, but what they knew was going to be even worse when they got to their destination. A boycott is necessary. In the United States of America at this time, and with everything that's going on, now is the right time to do it. The NAACP has called for a travel ban to Florida, Mississippi, and Louisiana, but especially Florida. And Ron DeSantis, what did he do? He laughed. He thought it was ridiculous and foolish. It's not. So, everyone, I ask you, I implore you to join me on this nationwide economic black boycott, aka the Freedom Train boycott. Um, that will start officially on June 1st, 2023. The train stops first. The first stop on the train is Florida and Colorado. And not only does the United States need to learn a lesson, but worldwide, the UK and Dubai, China, Japan, all these places where it's okay for us to spend our money, but you don't want the people who are handing you the money. And Black folks have been supporting this country for centuries, be it on our backs as slaves or domestics, or buying your products. This country needs Black dollars. That is a fact. The United States of America, they need Black dollars. See, we didn't come over on that boat that landed with the Statue of Liberty on Ellis Island. We came over on a different boat. And it wasn't 1619, it's actually around 1502. We've been dealing with this bullshit for this long. So again, Freedom Train Boycott jumps off, kicks off, starts June 1st, 2023 in Florida and Colorado. It is meant to be ongoing and sustaining. If you all have spaces in your space in your yard, your balconies, your terraces, plant gardens, seek out Black-owned businesses. The website will be up soon. The Freedom Train Boycott website will be up soon. Help your brothers and sisters. If you are a Black-owned business, treat your brothers and sisters with respect. And we can do this. We can unite. Peace.